Your kidneys are working every single night while you sleep, filtering your blood, clearing waste, and balancing fluids without you doing a single thing. And most people have no idea that what they eat before bed can either help those kidneys repair and filter properly, or quietly damage them over time. Here is the shocking part. A major study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that people who regularly ate certain antioxidant-rich fruits had up to a 26% lower risk of developing chronic kidney disease over a 10-year period. That is not a small number. That is nearly a third of the risk gone just from food. And for seniors especially, where kidney function naturally declines about 1% per year after age 40, the right nutrition at night can make a real difference in how well those organs function for the rest of your life. So today, we are going through 4 specific fruits ranked from helpful to absolutely essential. And the number 1 fruit on this list. Scientists are calling its effect on kidney function nothing short of remarkable, and most doctors never mention it. Let's get into it. Number 4. Blueberries. Blueberries are loaded with a compound called anthocyanins. These are natural pigments that give the berry its deep blue and purple color. Anthocyanins are some of the most potent anti-inflammatory molecules found in food. Why does that matter for your kidneys? Because chronic, low-grade inflammation is one of the leading drivers of kidney damage over time. Your kidneys contain millions of tiny filtering units called nephrons, and when inflammation builds up around those nephrons, it gradually reduces how well they can do their job. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2022 followed over 2,100 adults and found that those with the highest intake of anthocyanins had 23% lower levels of a key inflammatory marker called interleukin-6 in their blood. Lower inflammation in the blood directly translates to less inflammatory stress on the kidneys over time. Blueberries are also naturally low in potassium and phosphorus. This is critical for seniors. As kidneys lose filtering ability with age, they struggle to clear excess potassium and phosphorus from the blood. Many fruits that seem healthy, like bananas and oranges, are actually too high in potassium for people with compromised kidney function. A medium banana has over 420 milligrams of potassium. A half cup of blueberries has roughly 57 milligrams. That is a massive difference when you are trying to protect kidney health without overloading your filtration system. Blueberries give you enormous antioxidant protection without loading your kidneys with minerals they may struggle to process. There is one more benefit worth mentioning here. A 2019 study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that blueberry supplementation in older adults reduced a specific marker of kidney oxidative stress called 8-isoprostane by nearly 19% over 8 weeks. Oxidative stress is essentially the cellular version of rust. It damages kidney cells at a microscopic level, and it accumulates silently over years. Eating foods that actively reduce it is one of the most underrated things you can do for long-term kidney preservation. Now, the best way to eat blueberries before bed is to keep it simple. A half cup of fresh or frozen blueberries eaten about 45 minutes before sleep is the sweet spot. Frozen blueberries actually retain their anthocyanin content just as well as fresh ones, sometimes better, because they are frozen at peak ripeness. Do not cook them or add sugar. Heat and sugar both reduce their antioxidant power significantly. You can mix them into plain Greek yogurt for added protein, or eat them on their own. If you take blood thinners like warfarin, have a quick conversation with your doctor first, since high anthocyanin intake can mildly influence platelet activity. But blueberries are just the beginning. Let's move up to a fruit with a very specific superpower that directly protects the kidney's most vulnerable structure. Before we continue, if you're finding this helpful, hit subscribe so you don't miss the senior health videos we post every week. Number 3. Cranberries. This one surprises a lot of people because most of us only think of cranberries in the context of urinary tract infections. But the science on cranberries and kidney health goes far deeper than that, and it is very convincing. The most important compound in cranberries is called proanthocyanidin A, or PACA. This is a very specific type of antioxidant that has a unique ability to prevent harmful bacteria from attaching to the lining of the urinary tract and kidneys. This matters enormously because urinary tract infections that go untreated or recur repeatedly are one of the most common causes of kidney damage in older adults. The bacteria travel upward from the bladder to the kidneys in a condition called pyelonephritis, which is a kidney infection that can permanently scar kidney tissue. A clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that women who consumed cranberry products daily for 12 weeks had a 58% reduction in the recurrence of urinary tract infections compared to the placebo group. For seniors who deal with recurring UTIs, that is a life-changing statistic. But cranberries also contain oxalate-lowering compounds that help reduce the formation of calcium oxalate kidney stones. Kidney stones affect around 12% of men and 7% of women in their lifetimes, and they become more common with age. Research from the Journal of Urology found that cranberry extract reduced urinary oxalate excretion by up to 24% in stone-forming patients, which directly lowers stone risk. Here is the important part about preparation, because cranberry juice from the store is almost useless for this purpose. Commercial cranberry juice cocktail contains so much added sugar that any kidney benefit is wiped out, and in some cases reversed. A standard 8-ounce glass of cranberry cocktail can contain as much as 26 grams of added sugar, which raises blood sugar, promotes inflammation, and puts unnecessary strain on the kidneys overnight. What you want is either unsweetened 100% pure cranberry juice, which is very tart, or fresh and frozen whole cranberries. About a quarter cup of whole cranberries blended into water or mixed with a small amount of raw honey before bed is a practical and effective option. If the tartness is too intense, even with honey, blending with a few blueberries from our previous number 4 fruit makes a genuinely kidney-supportive nighttime drink with combined antioxidant power. Cranberry capsules are another route, but look for one standardized to at least 36 milligrams of PACA per dose. That is the clinically studied amount. Now, cranberries protect the kidney from infection and stones, but the next fruit on this list works at an even more fundamental level, helping your kidneys actually clean your blood more efficiently every night. Number 2. Lemons. Yes, a citrus fruit. And before you think this is too simple, hear this out, because the research here is genuinely impressive. Lemons contain extremely high levels of citric acid, and citrate specifically is one of the most powerful natural inhibitors of kidney stone formation known to science. Here is how it works. In your kidneys, calcium ions floating in urine can bind with oxalate or phosphate and crystallize into stones. Citrate literally intercepts that process. It binds to calcium in the urine before it can form a crystal, and it keeps it dissolved and flushed out of the body safely. A landmark study published in the Journal of Urology followed 12 patients with low urinary citrate levels, which is one of the biggest risk factors for stones, over 44 months. After receiving lemon juice therapy, their average urinary citrate levels increased by 142%, and stone formation rate dropped from 1.00 stones per patient per year down to just 0.13. An 87% reduction in new stone formation. That is extraordinary. But lemons do even more than just fight stones. Lemons are rich in vitamin C, and a 2019 study in Kidney International found that higher vitamin C levels in the blood were associated with a 29% reduction in the risk of kidney function decline in adults over 60. Vitamin C acts as an antioxidant inside kidney tissue itself, protecting nephron cells from oxidative stress during the overnight repair cycle. Lemons are also very low in potassium compared to other citrus fruits, which makes them much safer for people already managing kidney disease or borderline kidney function. There is another dimension to lemons that is worth understanding. Lemons have a naturally alkalizing effect on the body once metabolized. Even though lemon juice tastes acidic, when your body processes it, it actually raises the pH of your urine slightly. More alkaline urine creates a less favorable environment for uric acid crystals to form, which are the type of stones associated with gout and high purine diets. For seniors who eat meat regularly or have a history of gout, this is particularly relevant. A research review in Urolithiasis in 2021 confirmed that dietary citrate from natural food sources was just as effective as pharmaceutical potassium citrate supplementation in raising urinary citrate levels, without any of the side effects. The best way to use lemons before bed is to squeeze half a fresh lemon into 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water and drink it 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. Room temperature water is preferable to cold at night because it is gentler on digestion. Do not use bottled lemon juice. Most bottled versions are pasteurized and lose a significant portion of their active citrate during the heating process. Fresh is always better here. If you are prone to acid reflux, dilute with a little more water and avoid brushing your teeth right after. Wait at least 30 minutes to protect your enamel. And now we arrive at the number one fruit, the one backed by research so compelling that kidney specialists at major institutions have started recommending it specifically for nighttime consumption. Number 1. Watermelon. Let's start with what watermelon is mostly made of. It is approximately 92% water by weight. That alone is significant because your kidneys depend on adequate hydration to filter waste products from your blood, produce urine, and regulate electrolyte levels. Many seniors go to bed mildly dehydrated without realizing it. And during sleep, the kidneys are actually working hard on their repair and filtration cycle. Giving them a natural, food-based source of hydration before bed is one of the simplest yet most underused strategies in senior kidney care. But here is where it gets really interesting. Watermelon contains an amino acid called L-citrulline. When you eat watermelon, your body converts L-citrulline into another amino acid called L-arginine. L-arginine is used to produce nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes and dilates blood vessels. Your kidneys are fed by a dense network of small blood vessels called the renal microvasculature. When those vessels are relaxed and open, blood flows through the kidneys freely. Filtration is efficient, and waste is cleared effectively. When those vessels are stiff or constricted, which is extremely common in people with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, kidney function quietly declines. A study published in the American Journal of Hypertension found that watermelon extract supplementation reduced arterial stiffness in middle-aged adults with mild hypertension by a significant margin after just 6 weeks. The researchers measured something called the ankle brachial index and carotid intima media thickness, both indicators of vascular health, and saw meaningful improvements. Better vascular health at night means better blood delivery to the kidneys during their most active repair window. Now add to that the lycopene. Watermelon has the highest lycopene content of any commonly eaten fruit, even higher than tomatoes when comparing equal weights. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that specifically targets oxidative stress in kidney cells. A 2020 meta-analysis published in Nutrients reviewed 11 studies and found that lycopene intake was associated with significantly reduced markers of kidney oxidative damage and a 21% lower incidence of kidney-related complications in high-risk adults. Watermelon is also remarkably low in potassium per serving compared to what most people assume. A 2-cup serving of fresh watermelon contains roughly 170 milligrams of potassium, which is quite manageable even for seniors with mild kidney disease. Compare that to a single banana, which contains over 420 milligrams. For maximum benefit, eat about 1.5 to 2 cups of fresh watermelon, roughly 1 hour before bed. This gives the L-citrulline and lycopene time to be absorbed before your sleep cycle begins. Seedless varieties contain nearly the same nutritional profile as seeded ones, so whichever you prefer is fine. You can also blend it into a simple slushy with a few fresh mint leaves, which some people find easier to consume in the evening without feeling heavy. The rind is actually the highest concentration of L-citrulline in the entire fruit, so if you are willing, blending a small amount of the white inner rind with the flesh significantly boosts the citrulline you absorb. Some people juice the rind specifically for this purpose. Avoid adding salt or any seasoning to your watermelon at night, as sodium directly counteracts the blood vessel relaxation you are trying to achieve. The bottom line on watermelon is this: no other fruit combines natural hydration, citrulline-driven blood flow support, lycopene-based antioxidant protection, and kidney-safe potassium levels all in one package. That is why it sits at number 1 on this list without question. If you are managing diagnosed kidney disease at any stage, always check with your nephrologist before making significant changes to your nighttime eating habits. But for the general senior population looking to protect and support their kidney function naturally, these 4 fruits, blueberries, cranberries, lemons, and watermelon, give your kidneys exactly what they need to work their best while you sleep. If this video helped you understand your options a little better, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more senior health content. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.